Brilliant. Hi, Reece, how you doing?
Yeah, good mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. I just wanted to ask you, you've had a couple of very close fights where perhaps you didn't feel you got your just desserts, obviously out in Italy and Ryan Walsh as well. Does that encourage you to change your style at all going into the Jordan Gill fight in terms of either winning the rounds more dominantly or looking for the stoppage where otherwise you might take your time?
Yeah, well, at least I'll try and change, obviously, and adapt the style as best you can to suit me, basically, and how I work. And hopefully, you'll see that Saturday night that what we've been working on in certain aspects, that the pressure and stuff like that is more educated and not so gung ho.
What's it been like in the gym building up to this one? Because the gym was really busy at one point. You had the likes of De Gale in there and some other top names. Now you're one of the biggest names in the gym. Has that affected the preparations at all?
No, it's just been exactly the same as it's always been. We've had a few of the boys in, we do track sessions together and stuff like that. It's just still exactly the same.
And what can you tell us about Jim McDonnell, who you've worked with for a while now? He gets a lot of credit from various journalists and people in the industry for being someone who gets his fighters really fit. But there seems to be a lot more to him to that you don't really hear so much about.
Yeah, of course. Jim's not just purely based on fitness. Jim's very good technically. You can see how he's worked with James De Gale over the years and adapted him to the pro game. And we've been working a lot on technique in this camp, and hopefully you'll see that.
Great. Cheers, Reece.
Yeah, Reece, mate. James here, Pro Boxing Fans. In terms of, you mentioned your losses earlier on. What have you learnt from those losses?
Well, the first loss was obviously that I thought that I wasn't as indestructible as I thought I was, and there's vulnerabilities in every fighter, and you just got to take your time a bit more.
What's the loss do to your mindset going into future fights?
It can benefit you and not at the same time. Obviously, you don't know what the loss feels like. You certainly don't want that again, and you just have to work on things more.
And final one from me. You've got a high knockout ratio. Obviously, Jordan Gill was stopped to the body with Tinoco. Without giving away the game plan, is that something you're confident in doing? Is it something that you're looking at? Is the body his weakness?
I think if you ask any fighter, they'd happily tell you they'd leave their chin out rather than their body out. No one really likes a body shot. It's not something that I've always sort of worked on the body anyway, so it's not something we've done any extra on. So we'll see Saturday night.
Thanks, Reece.
Cheers, mate. I can't hear him talking. It's good. I can't hear.
I'm sorry, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. Smash the like and subscribe button because on this video today I'm joined by fellow Hornet Reece Bellotti. Reece, talk to me, man. What happened? Arsenal, it was make or break for us. We got relegated. I'm gutted. What about you?
Yeah, of course, definitely, guys. But we've done it before. We'll do it again.
Listen, that was make or break for us. What about this fight with Jordan Gill? Is it fair to say that fight is make or break for both of you?
Yeah, 100%. We both obviously been beat recently, and this would be a perfect comeback fight to push on to bigger and better things.
What do you make of that fight with Tinoco that Gill had? When you watched that, what did you take from that fight?
Well, again, after obviously what came out afterwards, Gill said he wasn't 100% that night. So you take little things from it that worked well for Tinoco and didn't work well for Gill, and you try and adapt your style to that. And obviously he's got to deal with me because I'm obviously totally different to Tinoco in so many ways. So we'll see it Saturday night.
Is that the game plan, looking to target the body? Matthew Macklin recently said that Gill doesn't like his body. He's been dropped in sparring as well. Have you heard those things? Is that the game plan?
Yeah, you hear rumours. You don't really know if they're too true or not. I don't look too much into it. It's just I'm just sort of adapting my style to make me a better fighter.
And your prediction for the fight?
Bellotti win.
Thanks, Reece.
Cheers, mate.
Any more questions, guys, or are you happy with that?
I'll jump in with another question if no one's got any. Listen, Reece, you were known as a banger early on in your career. Will the tactics you've got going into the fight reflect that? You're looking to get that knockout?
You always want to try and excite the fans and draw attention to yourself as a fighter. And yeah, I always sort of try and look for the knockout. But if it doesn't come, I'll still win on points.
Another question that's been touched on, but I just want to get it again from you. How much of those 3 losses that you've had in your career affected you? And is that the motivation going into this fight as well, to not suffer defeat again? Obviously it would be, but from the previous experiences you've had, how would you take that through to this one?
Yeah, 100%. It's like every good fighter, I believe, has had a loss at some point in their career, and they adapt themselves and move forward and become a better fighter. And hopefully, stuff we've been working on in the gym since the losses and things like that, you'll see a better fighter on Saturday night.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.